Is the hustle and bustle culture crippling and deteriorating your mental health? I'm jessxgoh, trauma coach in childhood abuse. And what I mean by this is that the hustle and bustle culture that we live in, where it's very patriarchal, it's very go, 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 do, achieve, keeping our head above the water, keeping up with the Joneses, right? Presenting this image that we do have it all. It's drowning us. It's deteriorating our mental health. It's creating more anxiety than needed, and it's crippling our self-esteem. And it's no wonder that so many people suffer from PTSD in the workplace by overworking themselves to the ground and experiencing fatigue and exhaustion and a whole host of other health and mental health issues. And that used to be me too, where I would constantly experience the flu when I was in corporate, because I was constantly working myself to the ground, and even beyond the 9 to 5 hours. There's this need to please, there's this need to progress, there's this need to be promoted, there's this need to rise to the top. But that's not my true nature. And so why is it that we have this need to compete? That's to do with childhood trauma number 4, the status quo. And the status quo are the high achievers of the world. We all have experienced 5 different types of childhood traumas. And if you'd like to find out more information, just click on the link below to check out my free webinar, How You Can Overcome the Impacts of Childhood Abuse in Just 3 Months. And so the status quo, they had to grow up very fast because we've been conditioned by the opposite sex parent. So let's say this is me, you're the female child, and this is dad, the opposite sex parent. If you're a male watching this, then it would be your mother. And what happens is dad would put me on a pedestal and idolize me and say, I love you, you're beautiful, I want to show you off to my friends, let's go to the movies together. So it just feels like it's just me and him in the world. And you feel like you're being cared for, you're being idolized. You're the apple of his eye. And then as soon as you start to feel comfortable and safe, you start to open up and share your vulnerability and your authenticity. And that could be the side of you that's rebellious, that's wild, that's adventurous. And then he starts to say, stop doing that. Stop being like a crazy girl. You know, I want you to be compliant. I want you to be obedient. Why can't you be like your cousin? Right? And then the pattern repeats again. He says, I love it when you're beautiful. I love it when you smile. Let's go to the movies again together. So it's like this yo-yo experience that you have with your self-esteem. And it's no wonder we experience a lot of anxiety around our own self-worth. And so what happens is we create this defense mechanism, this shield of protection to prevent us from feeling the woundings of being rejected, because that's what the wound is. It's rejection of your true self, right? So we protect ourselves from being rejected by presenting this perfect image that we do have it all. Having the perfect health, having the perfect body, having the perfect image, having the perfect car or the perfect partner or the perfect career. We do this because we want to avoid rejection, and we take a lot of pride in creating this perfect world that we've created for ourselves. And we do this because we don't want to feel the pain of rejection, because the rejection itself is very crippling. This is why we want to perform extremely well in the workplace, because we don't want to be rejected for a potential job offer, right? For example, in the dating world, you know, there's this need to look a certain way, to have an amazing body and all this stuff, right? And so we invest a lot in our health and our body image and our appearances to the opposite sex because we don't want to be rejected. I really hope this is resonating to you. And the thing is, how much is the hustle and bustle programming costing you? I know for me, it costed me my mental health. This feeling of being on anxiety, on steroids, and things never worked out the way I want it to be, whether it's in my relationships with men or in my previous career. There's this need to be perfect, and that perfection is about being accepted. It's exhausting to keep up with this pretense image of myself that isn't my true nature. It's costed me so much of my happiness and my health, where I worked so much in my previous dress business that was an absolute failure, where I was constantly getting sick and I was losing so much money because I was overworking myself to the ground. And I basically became a charity cause where I donated my dresses to a women's charity. And when we are caught up in that hustle and bustle programming, we become very looped into being a slave. And that's not the life that I want to live anymore. And I hope it's the same for you too. As soon as you can break free from this hustle and bustle programming, you will start to notice that you open yourself up to what's possible for you, and you allow things to happen naturally and organically, where what you deeply desire comes into your field, into your reality that you never thought would be possible. And yes, I'm talking about law of attraction, and I'm also talking about trust. Letting go of the need to be in control all the time, the need to be perfect, and just trust. Trust where you're at. Trust what you feel. And trust the true nature that's inside of you. I hope this video serves you, my love. Please subscribe to my video blog below for my latest videos, and feel free to share this video with anyone you know who's hustling and bustling their ass to the ground. And may it serves you and them too. Sending you with all of my love.